back to another episode of Super Kai. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Since I am here in my hometown, I wanted to show you guys around. I want to show you kind of where I grew up and some of my fondest memories and places that I've been coming to since I was a little kid. And right now we are actually at a park that I have pictures at when I was just a little itty bitty baby at. It's called Broken Arrow Park. Looks completely different now. And then if you look close, let's see if I can't zoom in. Got school right over there. That is my junior high school. So we're going to go and take a look at it there now. The things that are still here from when I was a kid is that and that. Everything else, oh, and the swings. Everything else is gone. And when I was in school, a girl hung herself right there in that gazebo that I went to school with. Super sad. But yeah, let's go on to the next part and we will show you. And this is the wetlands right here. This is all owned by Haskell, the Indian College. And now we are at my middle school that I went to. It's a completely new school now. They tore it down and rebuilt it with that. It looks so much different. The only two things that are still left here from when I was in school is that lovely little sign right there. And if you look behind me, where it says tradition, right out there. That is still, used to have to run the mile on that thing. I hated that. But yeah. So this is where I went to middle school and was a cheerleader and all that fun stuff. It used to be called the spaceship because it was just one big humongous giant circle school. And it had no windows. It was so hard to get around. Alright, now let's show you some of my houses, guys. This is my elementary school that I went to school at. Which is actually pretty cool because both my daughters went to school here too. This is Schwegler Elementary. And now we are in my old neighborhood. This is where I grew up. This house right here is the house I lived in with Bob and with Anthony and with our buddy Chris. And then if we turn down this street, this is the street I grew up on. Fun screen. This brown house right here on the corner is the very first house that we ever moved into after moving here from California. And in fact, that window right there is my old bedroom window. I lived there. And then we moved a block away. This was the college kid's house. Always had some of the best parties growing up, which I love because it was right next to my old house. And this is the house that I grew up in for most of my childhood right here. I loved that house. My room was the whole entire basement in it. And then, yep, as you can see, right next to my old one. So this is where I grew up. Nice suburban little neighborhood. Now I had to show you guys one of my favorite houses that we have here in town. Check that out. It's so neat. Love that house. And we are coming up on my high school. Right there. That is my high school. That is Lawrence High, home of the Chesty Lions. They have been redoing it so much since I went to school there. But let's take a drive by. See, as you can tell, they're still working on it. They are in the middle of completely remodeling it right now. Like all this glass wall and everything was not there before. That was actually a road. That is where I graduated from. Lots of crazy memories there. And then that abandoned building there was a laundromat for the longest time that we would go and sneak off to, and we would come and have lunch in this park right here. It was called the Smokers Park because everybody that went over there was smoking on something. That is Central Junior High right there. That is the first original high school that we have had here in town. Also where Vera went to junior high at too. Now we're going to take you downtown to Lawrence, which is like where everything that you could possibly think of is at. All the best bars, all the best restaurants, concerts, everything, you name it, it is down here downtown. And right now, as you can tell, we're in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak, so it is dead. Because normally this is packed full. This little park that we're driving through right here is called South Park. It's super cute. There's lots of weddings that happen over in that gazebo. They shut down this whole entire area for all kinds of festivals, everything. And it is right next to the police station and our courthouse. Which I think our courthouse is super cool. Super old. Very neat. And this is the beginning of Massachusetts Street, or as we call it, Mass Street, the downtown district. This red building here on the corner is called Watson's Museum. It is a history of our town, the whole entire museum of it, because we live in a very historical town. And in fact, back in the 1800s, this whole entire section was burnt down by Quantrail. So a lot of these are rebuilt. And that is the Granada. That is where you see all the best concerts like Tech Nine, Insane Clown Posse, Eminem. I mean, you name it, it's been there. The old Masonic Temple. And then this is the Replay Lounge right here on the corner next to the Red Lion. Those are two of the most popular bars in town. They have been here since, shoot, as long as I possibly can remember. Now this is completely insane seeing this dead like this, because it doesn't matter what time of day, year. This is normally completely packed full. Third Planet, they have some of the coolest crystals and glass pieces and smoking devices in there. And then our antique mall is really awesome too. Tons of old stuff in there. But this is Mass Street. Doesn't look like too much is happening right now because, well, we're all supposed to be outside. Just chilling. This is Jefferson's right over here on the left. They have some of the best food, and in fact, they just completely rebuilt that a couple years ago because it burnt to the ground. Caught fire. Inside there, they have all kinds of dollar bills everywhere. Now, this big, huge building right here on the corner, that is the Eldridge Hotel. I have stayed there before. It is supposedly one of the most haunted hotels in the whole entire state of Kansas. I have stayed in there. I've done investigations in there. I didn't even put them up because, well, nothing happened. And then you have Liberty Hall. That is the very first movie theater that we ever had, along with Free State Brewery. Just to show you what Kansas is really like, that is what pretty much the whole entire state looks like. Flat, cornfields, and lots of fields. And as you can see, there's outside town, there's town. And this is my old job right here, the Bird, the Dirty Bird. I worked in there forever. Out in the middle of nowhere. Right there is the KU football field. It's where when we won the national title for the Jayhawk basketball, that's where we come and have all the big celebrations, is right there. Plus we like football too. But KU football sucks. God, they're horrible. There is the Orient Hotel. It's one of the newest hotels. It's the only one that's up here on actual KU campus too. And it's got one of the highest points. Now, we're getting into KU. It is on top of the hill. It's got some awesome views from here. Right here is the KU Union. I used to work in there in one of the food areas called the market. It's like the hangout spot. And then right next to it, that we're getting ready to pass, is the Natural History Museum, which is one of the coolest museums that we have up here. I love that building. And we have the library over here on the left hand side.
Watson's.
Yep, Watson's Library, which is beautiful.
That's Flint Hall.
Yep, and Flint Hall. The person behind the camera knows every single one of these buildings.
Worked 15 years up here.
Yes, you did. This is Bailey Hall to the right of us.
most famous one up here.
Yeah.
That's the first ever building built in here campus.
This one right here?
Yep. That's, I believe, Strong Hall.
I think, yeah.
Yep, I'm right. That's Strong Hall. That's the oldest building up here at KU.
Didn't that one catch on fire too, back in the day?
No, Watson Library did.
It was Watson that did?
Yep, there's Beauty Hall. Beauty Hall is one of the oldest ones too. There's Snow Hall. That one looks like a castle.
Mm-hmm. And then we have all the fraternities and sororities right here.
Yep. It's a ghost town.
I have seen so many people jump naked into that fountain over the years.
Yep. I've seen people do ritual dances in there for good luck before they take their finals.
Yep. But normally right now, this is supposed to be all packed. This is coming into March Madness right now.
Yep, this place would be slammed.
Now we have to go show our respects to Mr. Naismith. Oh, I do gotta show you guys something in this building though. This is so cool. I'm gonna go super slow by this building. But look inside of here. You guys see the fossils? So neat. And then that is the theater building right there. And that beautiful building right here in front of us is Allen Fieldhouse. Now we gotta go say hello to Mr. Naismith. Yep. And the building right here in front of us, that is the athletics building, and that's where I used to take gymnastics at. Fell on my head more times than I can count in that building right there. And then this.
That's Fog Allen though, that right there.
Yeah.
That's a statue of Fog Allen out front. Beware the fog.
We are gonna go up there and say hello. Alright guys, and now we are standing in front of Allen Fieldhouse, home of the KU Jayhawk basketball team. Behind me is the statue of Mr. Booth. He was one of the first athletic directors here. The big thing about KU is we're national championships. On top of that, this is where KU actually made basketball. Mr. John Naismith was the one who made the whole entire sport, and this is where it happened at. And behind us is the very first stadium that they actually played the very first games of basketball in history, which is awesome. But that is my hometown. I hope that you guys all enjoyed it. I hope that you guys got to see a little bit of my background and where I came from, because I love this town. This is definitely home. I've been living here off and on forever now. So enjoy guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you into the next adventure. Peace.